Let's do this! And this is Super Vegito! Show me how tough you are by beating me!
Alright everyone, JB here. We're back with another one of our discussion videos here on the channel today. Now, thing I want to talk about, right? It's been a few days since Goku and Frieza has come to the game. And honestly, this unit is awesome. I feel like someone has to make a video eventually, you know, talking about this. Whether or not should you keep summoning, right? Because part 2 is coming up soon. I would say probably in about 2 to 3 weeks, so to say. So, we're gonna talk a little bit about them. We also got a few other sparking units like Jiren, Casserole, and Kway, however you say her name. We're gonna talk about all of them, look at the banner, talk about the unit, give my opinions on whether or not should you just keep summoning, right? To say, for example, if you pulled them, you know, you might want more stars. If they're your favorite character, then yeah, go ahead. You know, all means, I'm not gonna stop you, right? But thing is about this unit, right? In my opinion, I'm gonna go ahead and say no. You know, and then I'm gonna explain everything to you guys, because I don't think that for an anniversary headliner unit, especially for the first part, they meet most of the, you know, the expectations and everything, but they still feel a little bit underwhelming, right? And I say this because look, for an example, at their kit, right? You know, they're getting all these things in their kit, but they're also getting additional buffs for each time that they switch out, and they don't feel, how should I put it, they don't feel as powerful. You know, they're powerful before that, but they feel like, I don't know how this, but they feel like they're packing more of a punch once they get those, I think it's 2 times in between each character. So, you know, damage wise, Goku gets most of the damage. Frieza's getting crit buffs and I believe special move damage. I could check it for you guys. So if we look right here in their kit, right, I believe it's in the first one right here. Yes. So when this character has task switch to Goku, he gets damage inflicted, and I believe Frieza gets crit buffs. Let's see, right here. No, so he gets special move minus cost and crit buffs. So not bad, right? But I feel like this unit, you know, besides that in their kit, they cannot, they can't take that much of a hit, right? They feel sort of a glass cannon in a way, you know. And you know, I've had the chance to play with them. You know, it's been a few days now, and I'm pretty sure everybody else has. But even I feel like with Zenkai buffs, it could definitely help them with maybe some HP buffs on the bench. But they feel like they're good on damage, right? They're nullifying, like, you know, they're countering the rush. But it feels like they can't take that much of a hit from either type neutral or sometimes even disadvantage, right? And that could be a problem, because I can see them down the line, right? As far as right now, in my opinion, I think they could be one of the best agent units for tag units, especially somewhere down in the future. Another thing to talk about as well, while we're on this topic of them, is their unique ability, right? You know, this isn't me bad-mouthing them guys, but this is just pointing out some things that I saw while playing with them on different teams. You know, everyone has their own opinions. Their unique ability, so I do kind of like that they did give them the ability to counter a rush, you know, and it's awesome. But a lot of players, especially higher ranked players, or you're just a seasoned player that's been playing, you know, anybody can avoid that, go around it. A few things about the unique ability: it cannot be activated if your opponent has cover null. So they have cover null, which I found out the hard way in a lot of matches. They can, and it says it in their kit, but let's be honest, a lot of us skipped over that part. But they cannot counter if your opponent has cover null. Number 2, if you are in the animation, like say for example in the strike or blast, any type of animation, it doesn't work as well. You know, like I said, I've experienced this. You know, and knowing that in the future, going towards the future of new units to come, that is something informational to know. Because also number 3, like I mentioned, if you are a seasoned player, you're a high ranked player, or you just know, you know, the mechanics, especially when it comes to PvP, it's pretty easy to avoid, you know, not having to worry about them countering your rush. Even if they do counter your rush, depending on the situation, it could be good or bad for you. They can't combo off the rush counter. They literally just counter it. I've tried it myself. So it's, you know, depending on the scenario, right? It can be a good or bad thing for you. You know, Rising Rush is the most powerful thing in the game, yes, but at the same time, you know, with them having a counter, they do have some limitations as well. So another thing, right? Let's get off of talking about them, right? That is my idea of them. They are a great unit. I feel like for them to feel like just a supremely headliner anniversary unit with the damage, you definitely have to switch in and out between Goku and Frieza a couple times. You know, I have tried a few setups. You know, with Zenkai buffs, they definitely are. They feel way different, way better. But then let's also talk about some of the new units, right? So besides the extreme units, we're not going to talk about them really, but we're going to talk about these sparking units, about the banner value as well. So as mentioned, we have the 3 new sparkings with Jiren, Kawe. I literally do not know how to say her name. It's so frustrating. We have Casserole, and then also Goku and Frieza. Now, if you're a newer player coming into the game, right, or you just literally just started, not even, maybe just a couple days ago, or maybe just now, should you summon for this, right? If you're a newer player, I think this will be worth it. I really think so, because this is basically kind of a pre-built team. Because honestly, Jiren is great. I've tried out Jiren, I've tried out her, I have not tried out him. But both of these units right here, her and Casserole, they have these abilities where with her, if you pop her green card, I believe, it reduces your vanishing gauge twice, which is very, very powerful if you're in, depending on what situation you are in the match. Same thing with him. On his cover change, it reduces your vanishing gauge, and I believe it's the same thing twice. And Jiren is actually great. He's pretty balanced, but at the same time, if you build him tanky with a little bit of damage with the equips and everything, he can definitely put up some numbers. His defensive stats, I believe. I can just show you guys my Jiren. I do have a Jiren on one of my team setups. You're right here. So we did get Jiren to 8 stars, I believe. And at 8 stars, his defense is at 160. After transforming, that goes up to 170-ish, right? That's pretty high. That is pretty high. I mean, he's a defensive type, right? But that is pretty high. And then I think we also forget that we also have these special arts that we can apply to him as well. And the ones that's special, those go just straight to defense. So imagine if you're giving him level 99 art boost, he's going to be pretty tanky. But going back over to the summons, right? Like I said, Jiren is great. All the characters, they have their uses. I feel like, you know, she's a support type. I feel like she also has an ultimate card, so that is another plus as well. She is actually a really good unit. Her green card brings her value up way more. This guy, he has an ultimate as well. You know, I haven't had a chance to try him out personally, but I did get all of these units to at least 7 stars or higher. So I've had a chance to try out her and Jiren with Goku and Frieza, and the amount of support, you know, and when Jiren being able to tank, it's insane. You know, then Jiren also he also has a green card that counters with his his post transformation. So you look right here. This one counters strike arts and I believe tap actions, and you're able to cover. You're really able to combo with anything, and you get cover change for 10 timer counts. So it's pretty great. These units, right? But like I said, if you're new, I do suggest you summon because it's literally 4 new Spartans, and I don't remember the last time we even got that. You know, it's been a while, right? Because I think the most we've gotten the last time was like what, 3 Spartans. I would say either for superhero banner or if I remember it was for one of the anniversaries. I could be wrong, but you basically had yourself a pre-built team depending on your bench as well. With him, I feel like he's optimal depending on how you build your team, right? But with her, you can bring her for support. Her green card is awesome. You have Jiren right here. He has blast armor. His strike card. I forgot to mention that. He has blast armor. He counters with his green card. And he basically he tanks. He's Himothy, right? And then we also have Goku and Frieza, where I believe Frieza has the blast armor, and then he also gains like 3 new cards on his green card depending on how many is in your hand. So it's, you know, put this team together, right? This is literally a pre-built team for newer players or just any player that wants to try them out. The banner value is pretty good. I believe I would think so I would think so, right? You have MBY, we have the other Jiren, we have Bardock. Evolution Vegeta is a pretty good Zenkai, so I would say the value for that is good. We've been expecting UI to hopefully get a Zenkai. We have the base form, first form Frieza, and then all of the other new characters. Now, if you're a new player, like I said, I do suggest summoning on this, but I don't think you should go more than a few rotations in. I would say maybe 2 or 3 rotations. Because Spartan rates are double, I believe, right? Spartan rates are 20%, and the Z power is double as well. So even if you don't get them, especially as a newer player, there are other summons that we have, like these right here, and then also these right here. So they've been giving out like free ticket summons as well. So you do keep that in mind. As far as right now, if you've already pulled them, or you haven't pulled them and you're pretty deep in, I don't suggest you keep going. You know, I mean, I'm not the one to, I'm just suggesting this, right? It's just my opinion. I don't think you should keep going if you're already over that 15k, 20k mark, 30k mark, and you still haven't pulled them, but you pulled maybe the other 3 Spartan characters. They are a great unit, but I feel like they're a little underwhelming, especially with their unique ability mechanic. But I feel like they are definitely a top 5 unit, like I mentioned before earlier in the video. They're definitely a top 5 unit, but compared to the Ultras, they do still feel a little underwhelming, especially with Rose. I fought a lot of Roses, and it's pretty crazy how much his bleed, you know, his paralyzed, it all can affect you. You know, you got Ultra Gogeta Blue in the game still. Ultra Kid Buu, you know, seeing him a lot in PvP as well, especially hit as well now that we have this unit in the game. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. You know, they still do feel a little underwhelming, but they can definitely still compete. So at the end of the day, don't take it as me saying that, well, they're not good, you know, they're absolutely trash. Just no, they're a great unit. Just compared to Ultras right now, Ultras over here just kind of running the meta. The hype is real for them, but as far as a unit, you know, as playing with them on certain teams makes them better than others, which is why I have experienced that. So, you know, Unity Rep is definitely one of their main teams. You could probably put them on LOE, a strike-based LOE. They're definitely going to be doing some pretty good damage on there as well. So, as far as that goes, right, that's probably going to be it for today's video. Do not summon if you're already deep on this banner, or do not summon if, you know, you don't main Unity Rep, or you just don't want the unit at all, you want to save, which is fine. I feel like Orange Piccolo would definitely be We're expecting him for part 2, so he's definitely gonna be something crazy. And we're probably gonna have Beast Gohan on the banner as well, and maybe a 1%, superhero Ultimate Gohan. That would be nice. So yeah, it's pretty much gonna be it for today's video. As I mentioned, everyone have a blessed day. As always, it's your boy JB. I'm out.